All right. Hey, everybody, we're live. This is Greg Ryder coming at you from launchcart.com. Welcome, everybody. We are having a little bit of technical difficulties on what's going on, but I wanted to kind of get started on time and chat it up with everybody and see what's happening out there. All right. Get started on time and chat it up. So I'm just going to be patient here while I get some links sent out. Launchcart.com/live. We're streaming over there. Okay. So, with that being said, here's what's going on. So, our new business partner, San Armani, is in New York City at the Javits Center in New York City, and they're for the White Label Expo. And he's got a booth out there, and we are doing a presentation on their stage there. So I'm waiting for him to pop on, and so we can kind of go live on stage in New York City at the Javits Center. And then we have a short little presentation that we're going to do. And the internet wasn't working over there, but then they said they got it working over there, and I'm not sure if it's going to work or not. And so actually what I did as a backup is I made a recording of some of the stuff, the content that we wanted to cover. So we might end up playing a little bit of a recording, but that's actually still rendering. So you know how it is. Whenever you're going live, you want to do something, you're always trying to, the best laid plans, make it work. So boom. Now, if you're on Facebook, there's a link in the post that says, hey, StreamYard wants to be able to give permission for you to share your stuff. So you can see here, hi, Greg, nice to see you. And we can see their name. So if you give StreamYard permission, you can make your comments be seen. So go ahead, if you're listening to me, I see there's a few people online here. Let me know where you comment below where you're listening at. Like, what are you on the fan page, the group, the YouTube channel? Where are you like listening or watching this at, as well as where are you at yourself? Where are you at yourself? And then if I have to do this presentation by myself, I'll do the presentation by myself because I know the content and I know what we want to do. But really the goal was to talk about the power of celebrity endorsements and smart integration technology, and what integration technology can do to scale your business to 10x it, 20x it, for what you're doing. And this is obviously applicable for a lot of people in the e-commerce space and other people not necessarily. Boom, coming in from Facebook. Yes, sirree. Well, thanks for joining us today. Appreciate it. We're waiting to see if our guys in New York City get on, and if they listen to us, we'll get going, and then we'll kind of play some different things that are happening here with the slideshow. So let me go ahead and share my screen, get kind of prepared here, share screen, and I will go from beginning, and boom, boom, boom. And then I will go that screen, and I'll hit share, and then we'll add to the thing there. We'll go right there. Boom. The power of celebrity endorsements and smart integration technology to create generational wealth. All right. So boom, coming in from YouTube. Good deal. Love it. Thank you for joining us. Just kind of buying myself some time, everybody. This is Greg Ryder from LaunchCart, and we're going to kind of get going with the presentation soon. My business partners are out in New York City at the Javits Center, and they're actually a stage there with a whole bunch of people in the audience. And the goal was to kind of get with them and have them see this live stream, but they're having some technical difficulties at the Javits Center. So if that doesn't get fixed here soon, I'll start the presentation and kind of go through the content as if we were at the Javits Center and do it for everyone on the live stream, because this is going to be some really, really enlightening content for some e-commerce and e-commerce brands out there. Let me ask you guys a question while we're asking. So if you're an e-commerce brand, How are you doing? Oh, there we go. Let's see. Sam just got on board. Let's see if he
Buddy,
come
how do
on.
I enable this on the screen?
Okay, you got
Oh,
the
there you are.
HDMI here.
How do I?
Normally it just comes through into the screen through the HDMI,
Sam, we see you and we hear you.
and all this content should come through.
I'm going to go ahead and remove you from the stream until you kind of get things.
You don't know how to do that?
No, this is here. So this one has to go there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll give you a technical.
So we could hear him and we could see him, but I don't know if he could hear us quite yet. We will see. Maybe we have to get him on the phone. I don't know. Good old technology. So they're at New York City at the Javits Center for the White Label Expo. And our goal is to share with you some content, some information. And boom, let's add them back to the stream. Let's see what's going. Hey, Sam, this is great. Can you hear me? Thumbs up if you can hear me.
All right, he's on his way.
Okay.
He can't hear me because I'm not getting the thumbs up. I'll see if he can see me.
Before you said, right?
How's this for technology? He's looking at his phone or something. I don't know. But everyone else can hear me. Hey, if you guys just tuned in, this is Greg Ryder from LaunchCart, and we're live at the Javits Center in New York with my business partner, Sam. And we're going to be giving a little presentation on the power of celebrity and what we can do with smart integration technology to create generational wealth. So we're just trying to see if Sam can hear us. I'm going to call him real quick on the cell phone and see if that. Boom. Let me call him real quick.
Hey, Greg, I'm logging into another account. Just access. Give me access. No. Yeah, I can't hear you guys at all. So give me access to this thing for the shared folder in the meanwhile. Yeah. So just give me access so I can get to that.
All right. So they got part of the stream going. They can't hear us. It's like old technology. They can see us. They got the screen, but they can't hear us as well as they're trying to get us on their screen in front of the crowd there. Boom. Coming in from Facebook, coming in from YouTube. Hey, let us know where you're watching at. Are you watching us on Facebook? Are you watching us on YouTube? Where are you? What country? What state? What city are you in? Let me know what city you're in. And we will get going shortly if hopefully we get this technology stuff figured out. Okay, everybody. Hey, this is Greg. I got him on the phone. I'm trying to listen to him in the background. They're at the Javits Center in New York City. We're going to get going. We're going to be talking about the power of celebrity endorsements and smart integration technology. And when I talk about smart integration technology, I'm talking about technology that will help you scale and get your products in front of billions, or the ability to get in front of billions of people worldwide. We're going to share with you some integration technology that's absolutely amazing, and it can really help brands scale and 10x and 20x their revenues. Yeah.
Present to you today the power of celebrity endorsements and smart integration technology to grow your brand and create generational wealth. So Greg is on his speaking session, and he's can introduce himself and our team.
Okay, so hey everybody, this is cool technology. Glad that we got things working. I got a couple slides here, but again, this is kind of brought to you by Celebrity Lifestyle Brands, Mobility, E-commerce, and LaunchCart. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to kind of talk about who we are and why you should listen to us. And my name is Greg Ryder, and I was planning on being the moderator. Hopefully this technology continues to work out. And then on top of that, I'm the CEO and founder of LaunchCart. And then you've got in front of you, oops. So I'm talking to them on the phone because their mic's not working. So we just got disconnected on the phone. Okay, cool. All right. All right, bye-bye. All right, so they got the mic working. So we got Santa Marnie, who's there with you. He's our chief integration expert. And then last but not least, and the founder of Mobility E-commerce, we have my partner, Bernd Ullman, our chief brand accelerator. And what I want to do is play a quick little video to kind of give you an idea of our backgrounds of working with celebrities and brands. So let me go ahead and play that, and we'll pick it right up.
Known as the entrepreneur's best friend, Greg Ryder is a highly successful business leader, investor, and digital marketing expert who excels at connecting entrepreneurs with the tools they need to build a financial empire.
I just wanted to give a big shout out to Greg Ryder. He has helped me raise $800,000. He is the real deal. I mean, this guy will absolutely blow your mind.
A prodigy of corporate finance, capital formation, and C-level management, at age 21, Greg was the youngest owner of an investment bank in U.S. history. In his 3 decades of experience, he has helped countless business owners accelerate growth, close lucrative deals, and raise hundreds of millions in capital. A serial entrepreneur and investor, Mr. Ryder has founded several multi-million-dollar companies. He's closed deals with internationally recognized brands like Time Incorporated, the Miss America Organization, New Line Cinema, and DreamWorks Animation. But through it all, his greatest mission remains to turn entrepreneurs into money magnets. As the founder of Angel Investors Network, the first online angel group ever formed, Greg has amassed a syndicate of VIP investors to help young companies financially thrive. Through his partnerships with Kevin Harrington, original shark from the hit TV show Shark Tank, and Bernd Ullman, the man behind dozens of celebrity lifestyle brands, Greg was the visionary behind the Mastermind Investment Club and Celebrity Lifestyle Brands, a management firm that grows personal brands into business empires. Greg is the author of the book, Saving America, One Crowd at a Time, an essential resource for entrepreneurs with big dreams to successfully raise money through crowdfunding. And as an acclaimed keynote speaker, Greg has motivated thousands of business owners to achieve their financial dreams through proven strategies of digital marketing.
He's just so informative. He is one of the best speakers I've ever heard. I love what he brought today and what he taught, and he was awesome.
Greg rocked the house. The connections, the experience, the results. Greg Ryder knows exactly how to turn on your profit faucet and keep your cash register ringing. It's no wonder he's referred to as the entrepreneur's best friend. Please give a warm welcome to Mr. Greg Ryder.
Okay, so that's a little bit about myself, and then I kind of want to just move right back to I want to introduce you to our business partner Burnt, and we're going to kind of let me do this real quick. I want to reshare the screen. I want to make sure that the audio is coming through properly. So share the screen. Hold on just a second. I think I checked that box. There we go. Boom. Okay. So with that being said, you guys are sitting there with Stan Armani. He's our technology integration expert, our AI and machine learning expert, former Oracle, SAP, Intel Robotics AI product line manager, built integration SaaS platform with access to billions of customers worldwide, which we're going to be talking about. And I got to say, I'm just amazed to be partnering with him and working with him. Here's an entrepreneur who started a business, an expert at what he does, and he's already working with 50 of Fortune 500 companies. That's hard to find guys like that. So this is what we wanted to share with you, the expertise we have coming to the table. And last but not least, let me introduce our partner, Bernd Ullman. He's our chief brand accelerator and our expert in the celebrity space. Let me go ahead and play that sizzle reel for you.
He's been called the man behind the brands, the chief brand accelerator, and the $6 billion man. Bernd Ullman is one of the world's leading experts in brand development, management, licensing, and business acceleration. Trusted by iconic moguls and CEOs such as Donna Karan, Damon John, Russell Simmons, Eddie Lampert, Kevin Harrington, and Tommy Hilfiger, having created collections for Rolling Stones, Steven Tyler, and American Idol. Mr. Ullman is the go-to man to skyrocket business growth and shatter yearly projections. His astonishing achievements include launching the Adam Levine and Nicki Minaj brands for Sears Holdings, earning over $200 million annual sales. As president of Fat Fashions, he propelled retail sales from $80 million to $800 million. As CEO of Net, he developed the Jennifer Lopez and Mark Anthony collections for 1,100 Kohl's stores, the largest celebrity brand deal in history, worth $3.5 billion. And as president of Fubu International, he drove yearly revenue from $100 million to $400 million.
I want to acknowledge my buddy here, Bernd Ullman, who my company from 100 million, 400 million globally. The man is a genius. This guy will howl.
As the CEO and co-founder of Celebrity Lifestyle Brands, Mr. Ullman employs digital marketing and social media to incite massive wealth through the power of brand equity. Bernd is also passionate about helping entrepreneurs utilize the same tactics that have launched billion-dollar businesses. His mentorship quickly uncovers the story and strategy behind brands to transform followers into devoted ambassadors. Proficient marketing, lucrative licensing and distribution, savvy product development. No one understands how to grow compelling and authentic lifestyle brands better than Bernd Ullman. And now, Mr. Ullman is ready to share his wealth creation blueprints with you so you can supercharge your business, build an empire, and leave a legacy.
A customer, they may forget what you say. They may even forget what you do. They will never forget how you make them feel.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Chief Business Accelerator himself, Bernd Ullman.
Okay, there we go. Let me add Bernd to the stream. There he is. All right. So can you hear us still, Stan? Let me unmute. There we go. There we go. You should be unmuted, Stan. You can hear us okay?
Yeah, we can hear you good. Yeah.
All right, perfect. All right, well, let's get this going. We had an agenda today to talk about, the things of celebrities and smart integration technology. And I want to kind of start with you, Sam. You've spent 12 years of your life, integrating technologies, building one of the best smart integration companies in the planet for integrating and doing omni-channel marketing. So let me ask you why did you do this, and what is the number one benefit that brands are going to get out of your smart integration technology?
So the advantage of integration is you get the best of every world. Like Amazon brings you 150 million customers right to your doorstep, right? That's why everybody loves Amazon. The next thing is integrating with logistics. And then now Amazon has become your competitor. How do you work with Amazon while even understanding that Amazon can compete against you? That's where building your own brand and growing that works for you. In the past, just putting your products on Amazon and making Bezos rich was adequate to make you get a piece of the pie. But now Bezos wants to compete and take away even that because he can. He now you guys have provided them the data, direct access to the customers, and the customers know Amazon. They do not really know you. Now a brand therefore has become even more relevant than ever before. And our approach is that with celebrities and people who have built brands that can stand on their own, they can thrive on Amazon and thrive outside of Amazon just as well. So building both simultaneously is the way to go.
Very cool. Very cool. So with that being said, let me ask Bernd a question. And Bernd, as it relates to brand and building brand equity and creating generational wealth, from your perspective, can you just give everyone a little bit of insight as to why that's so important that everybody should be focusing on brand because that's what creates generational wealth?
Yeah, thank you, Greg, and thank you to everyone that's there and watching. It's great to be here and be part of it. We're at the White Label Show, and I would like to start by saying, hey, I commend everyone that's there and that's doing business. However, if you don't have a brand, if you're not engaging with a branded product or a branded service, I'm going to argue that you are leaving dollars on the table. And what I mean by that is simply, if we dial it back and say, what is a brand? Well, a brand is some type of distinguishing mark or design that sets your product or service apart from the competition in the mind of the consumer. And if you do have that, you can build what's called brand equity. And brand equity is the value of your brand in the mind of the consumer. And when you have brand equity, it allows you to actually do better transactions. So you can do exactly the same business. However, with a brand and with strong brand equity, you can now do better business because you can charge more. So you have better margins. You will probably need to spend less money on marketing your brand or product because it's well known and you have a level of trust in the mind of the consumer. So that's the power of brand. And what I very often say is, if you do not have a brand, you very often find yourself in what I like to call a debt spiral race to the bottom. And why a debt spiral race to the bottom? Well, because if you don't have a brand, you are left to only compete on one thing, namely price. There's always someone more desperate that's willing to work on lower prices and lower margins than you out there. So debt spiral race to the bottom, not a good place to be.
Hey, Bernd, how about a couple of examples of, brand equity, whether it's the Tommy Hilfiger selling his brand multiple times or the Skinny Girl story of her selling it or the Fat Fashions. I know you have the stories with all these brands that you've worked with, but give a couple examples of how that brand equity really created just hundreds of millions of dollars of wealth for these people.
So the power of having a brand and brand equity is that in addition to being able to do better transactions where you have longer margins, as we already said, you actually now have created an asset for yourself. So the brand in and of itself has become an asset. And this is an asset that's monetizable. And you can monetize it either through licensing transactions where you get best-in-class operators now working on your brand, paying your royalties. So you now have new revenue streams for your brand, or you can have an exit. And a couple of the examples that you were bringing up, Greg, is, so for instance, if we take Skinny Girl is a brand that was created by Bethany Frankel when she was one of the housewives of New York. And she started out on that show, and she actually literally built that brand, Skinny Girl, in front of her audience on TV. And a lot of people had heard about Skinny Girl cocktails or Skinny Girl margarita. She then turned around and she sold not a company, not the whole brand, just the intellectual property rights, just the IP rights for alcoholic beverage. And she sold it for $100 million to Beam Suntory. So That's the power. She created the brand. Her audience watched her on TV creating it, and she sold just the alcoholic beverage, right, for $100 million. It's very powerful. Another example, Russell Simmons. Russell Simmons created Fat Fashions in conjunction with his wife at the time, Kimora Lee Simmons. The brands were Fat Farm and Baby Fat. And similarly, they sold, not the company. There was no inventory, no machinery, no people went over in the transaction. They sold, again, just the intellectual property rights, just the value of the brand for $140 million to Kelwood. So that's the power of building brand. You do better transactions and you create an asset for yourself that can be monetized through an exit or licensing.
Yeah, very cool. Thanks for that, Bernd. Hey, Sam, let me kind of go back to you now that we're kind of talking about these brands and your technology. Let me share my screen real quick. So I'm on Mobility E-commerce's website, and your technology, you integrate, let me add these back to the screen. You integrate with, you're like a one-stop shop for brands to integrate all over the world, right? And by the way, a few minutes ago, we're kind of having a hard time hearing you, so when you can talk into the mic, that'd be great for us. But the idea that your technology platform and your company is a one-stop shop, tell us about the bottom line benefits that a brand would get by working with Mobility E-commerce and being able to go to you and only one company as opposed to going, I don't know, 5 companies, 10 companies to accomplish what you guys can accomplish.
Absolutely great question. The one-stop shop is very important for you because you want to call one person if something goes wrong. So if you know, in the marketplace, you buy ERP, you buy thousands of pieces of software for different things. But when you do that, they all have to work together, share data, and data creates AI, insight, intelligence, and automation. Without that happening in one way, you will end up having to recreate and redo things. And anything manual, you all know, can create errors and problems. And in e-commerce, there's no chance and no focus for error because you have a scale. You can have a one day with $1 billion sale on Amazon Prime Day. With all the brands and celebrities that they put behind it, that can happen. And that's where you have absolutely all of the pieces of software working together. For example, every dollar you spend on advertising, you need to know what's your profitability. If your competitor changes the price by 1 cent, you almost immediately need to know how much you can change the price of your product and how much you have in inventory, how much you have to pre-order, how much you can do forecasting. And that's exactly what is very important, is the whole system working as one. And Amazon has already done that. So you guys are working on a system like Amazon, which is one entity that does everything, logistics, and the same kind of power is what you have to have with you while working with Amazon and working to expand your business outside of Amazon. And ideally, you should have 50% of your business going from Amazon and 50% outside. And that would give you a level of comfort. And that's what we have been doing. They've been working with Target. So all your brands can get on Target, grow there where you have less competition. And it's also going physical. So we can give you access to all the physical stores, 6,000 physical store chains, the same product line. And guess what? Your brand gets built. And that's what you need, the strength to withstand Amazon and work with Amazon. It's both ways. You work with Amazon and you are also prepared when Amazon is ready to compete against you. And one platform that can help you do this relentlessly with shared data, AI, and insights. That's what you need. That's what the future of commerce is.
Very cool. No, I look at what you put together and I find it just quite amazing that you can have a platform and as a brand, you can expand to markets all over the world, but then solve the issues of the supply side management, the logistics, and as well as start to optimize your advertising and your pixels. And I kind of want to throw it back to you, Bernd, from a branding standpoint and a brand protection standpoint. What should a brand be concerned about when starting an omni-channel worldwide marketing situation to protect their brand, as well as celebrities? And you can maybe tie in how celebrities are really concerned about their brand.
So that's a great question, and you know, I would say the number one thing that comes to mind in terms of brand protection is really consistency. It's how the brand is presented and treated in front of the consumer. And the reality is brick and mortar retail, in addition to being in all kinds of trouble, and most people don't know, but we were shedding an average of between 8 and 10,000 retail doors a year for the last 4 years leading up to COVID. And that trend was accelerated during COVID. So traditional brick and mortar is staggered. And during COVID, obviously, everybody got to see that the direct-to-consumer space is dominant. And it is, of course, the transition into direct-to-consumer that caused the problems for the brick and mortar retail operators to begin with. And they are now kind of left with struggling with buzzwords like omni-channel and right sizing, which are code for holy shit, we don't really know what's going on. So direct-to-consumer space is incredible. You were obviously having a hard time where you were left with a buyer's whim in traditional brick and mortar to stay in control of your brand. Now, however, on the various platforms, with the right partner, you can control the message, you control the presentation, and that's of critical importance to leading brands. And the other aspect, when you're asking about celebrities, what is the value of celebrities in business? And I would say the reason why you would want to engage with celebrities or influencers is they bring you two things. They bring you trust and they bring you eyeballs. So in addition to being on the platform and getting in front of a vast audience, if you tap into the right celebrity, and that's of critical importance, the consumers are way too informed, way too smart today to just attach some random celebrity to your product or service. It has to be authentic. All great brands are authentic, credible, and aspirational. So, but if you have the right celebrity or influencer attached to your brand, you will get the eyeballs and then millions of followers that now will see your brand, and you will get the trust. These followers, they trust their celebrities and influencers. And as we very often say, trust leads to thrust. And trust is that buying action where the consumer takes the step of interacting with your brand, buying your brand. And what a lot of people don't know, getting back to your question, is celebrities actually have a concern that a lot of people don't think about, and that is they already have a personal brand. It's well established. So in addition to the need of getting paid for their time, because if you don't pay them, there's always someone else that's prepared to pay for that very time. They have already an established revenue stream. And if you get them involved in a project that fails or misrepresents the brand in any way, shape, or form, not only are the celebrity concerned about the venture having failed and the lost revenue stream, however, a failure like that for a celebrity can impact all of their existing revenue streams. So there has to be a very organic process by why and how you work with them. But having said that, we obviously have the experience and strongly recommend amplifying your business both through SANS multi-platforms and through getting the right celebrity to deliver your message to a much wider audience.
No, that's well said. And I'm not sure how much time we have left, Sam. And if there's any questions, I did want to kind of just make one quick little point and just recap what Bernd said. The combination of the omni-channel marketing, the one-stop shop with mobility e-commerce, combined with the celebrity, putting fire on the gasoline or gasoline on the fire, is really the 1-2 punch to 10x, 20x, and in some cases maybe even 100x your revenues for a particular brand. But do you have any comments there, Sam, or any questions that are coming out?
Yeah, absolutely. So now the timing, right? So right now you have companies like Ford, Casio. Each of them are looking for brands. Why? It's hard to build a brand. It's hard to build a product that customers love. And that process of doing that, which all of you have embarked on, And even these consolidators, right? They need the celebrities. They now have the capital. They actually got the brands that have preliminary good revenues on Amazon, and then they can move that 100,000 times now with global e-commerce, enabling every channel, firing in the physical stores, and that's what we can enable. And it's all built block by block. The other key things are, in order to enhance trust, we have blockchain-enabled technology that can prove the authenticity of your products, authenticity of the ingredients, and also the customer experience, the feedback that customers have. That's so valuable. And user-defined content. Putting it all together in one platform, along with the experience of brand and Greg, to launch cart, it kind of gives you the rocket fuel platform that you need, which will almost instantly give you the results, because the multiplier you have is 6 to 10x, and if your revenue is another 10x, you have 60x multiplier straight there. I mean, taken, Honest Brand, example is Jessica Alba, Honest Brand, all of you know. It became $1 billion company because it's kind of the right product, the right message, using the right celebrity. And similar, like, coconut water, Madonna promoted it. Nobody in the US was a consumer of coconut water 10, 15 years ago, but now coconut water is in every store. And all that is where the celebrities can make the difference. So our approach is to give the brand every opportunity and also the ability to fine-tune performance. So you add a celebrity, you send out the message, you get back the feedback to all the social channels which we can measure, we can listen, and fine-tune, and continue to do that on a continuing and ongoing basis, because the customer we can listen to in so many channels and improve their experience. And that's where the combination is a mega multiplier. And that's what consolidators need, because they bought a brand that's purely selling on Amazon. How do they grow that after that is because the people have already tested the product, they're good with that, and now these trusted brands can become mega brands and iconic brands. And that's where this journey begins. Back to you, Greg.
Are we able to take any questions from the audience?
Yeah, I can take questions for you. Anybody has any questions?
I listen to what you're saying. I think about the celebrities, on the omni-channel marketing, how that would just compound your conversions, right? So when you have that celebrity association, as you're on these various marketplaces and distribution channels around the globe, that's also going to help your conversions and your AOV and your click-through rate and everything else.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
You might have to tell us the question. We can't hear it.
Celebrities cost? That's the question they have. Brent, the question is, what do celebrities cost?
I cannot hear the question.
I'll put it to you. Maybe you can hear me here?
Oh, yeah, you got to come closer to the laptop.
Yes.
What do celebrities cost? That's the question.
What do celebrities
cost? So let's talk about how much it costs to get a celebrity, A-list celebrities, D-list celebrities, influencers.
Yeah.
Take it away, Brent.
Yeah, okay. So that's a good question, but there's no simple answer to that. Because just to what Greg just said here, you have all kinds of celebrities. So an A-list celebrity like a Jennifer Lopez is very expensive, because there are other people out there that are willing to pay them literally millions of dollars for their time. Now, there's still, if you have the millions of dollars, there is still a cost-benefit analysis to be made, because there is an argument that an A-list celebrity can truly accelerate your business. However, there is an interesting kind of relatively new development in the celebrity space, and that is the onslaught of influencers. So whereas celebrities are known based upon what they do for their day job. So again, using the Jennifer Lopez example, she is a highly accomplished musician, artist, actress, and she's paid, of course, accordingly. and she is busy doing her day job. Now, the influencers, on the other hand, are someone that has come up, and it's a newer phenomena, and they're part of kind of our social communication in the day-to-day. They're part of pop culture. They insert themselves in our daily dialogue, and we interact with them over social media. Top influencers also actually cost money, but there's a lot better access because a lot of the influencers, what they do is they literally spend their time on communicating with audiences on a global scale. Each situation is different, and I would say the product is also different. A lot of celebrities and influencers will care about what the product is. For instance, is the product sustainable? Are you supporting a cause? Is this cause-based commerce? You are most likely going to be in a better position to attract the right talent if you are a brand or a business that is giving back as opposed to not giving back. And then just very quickly to end, there are, of course, influencers and celebrities for every budget. There is anything from A-list celebrities to, D-list celebrities. And the same goes for influencers. You go down to micro-influencers. And sometimes there is an argument to be made that instead of going after one big one, you may ultimately find that it's more beneficial to engage with a number of micro-influencers and have them become brand ambassadors. And if this sounds just a little convoluted, I assure you, this is something that we have a lot of experience with. And we are, of course, available to help you navigate these waters. Because, again, as I said earlier, both influencers and celebrities, they bring trust and eyeballs, and trust leads to thrust. And that's what you want for your brand, to propel the brand forward.
Well, I think another thing there's a lot of strategy that goes in that. And can I ask you, Bernd, can you share that one example of Gigi Hadid when you were working with Tommy Hilfiger? Can you share that story? Because I think that's kind of an applicable of a cost to return with one of the major brands that everyone on the planet knows.
Yeah. All right. So sure. So that story basically is that the Tommy Hilfiger brand has been, established for many years. It's highly successful. I would argue that Tommy Hilfiger, and by the way, there's no accident. He's incredibly talented, built this business a long time ago. And unlike so many other operators in the fashion space, has managed to stay relevant through the decades. However, Tommy is, of course, a guy, and the brand never had the exact same affinity and appreciation in the women's space as it did in the men's space. And a few years back, they made the kind of strategic decision to tap into and address this audience, because obviously more than 50% of the available shoppers out there are female. And they created a co-branded collab collection. It was Gigi and Tommy. And since then, this has been a very successful strategy, and they have had multiple collab collections since. But the Gigi kind of, that particular collection put the Tommy Hilfiger women's brand or product really in the pinnacle of fashion. And it blew up the women's business to such an extent that it's very dramatically returned a significant profit. And the Gigi relationship was expensive, in the millions of dollars. And yet at the time, Tommy said that this was one of the very best financial decisions they ever made.
Very cool. Well, I think we're running out of time. Sam, do we have more time? Can you give us an idea?
We're out of time. So we are at booth 2649. Happy to meet you guys, and we can talk. And thanks so much.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, everybody. We appreciate it, and we'll let him go. And Sam, give me a call. Let me know how it went there. Wish we were there with you guys. And Bernd,
thank you so much.
It's you and I live now. So hey, Bernd, thanks. That was awesome. And again, just to kind of recap, it was kind of hard to hear them out there, but Sam's technology is incredible that you could have your brand, like, we work with Skinny Girl, for instance, example, with her jeans, and you set that whole brand up for her. Can you imagine that we could go to one-stop shop, figure out the supply side management, integrate it with EDI, integrate with our CRMs and our email marketing systems, and then integrate it into Walmart, Target, Kmart, Rakuten, Wish, all of these marketplaces? Then I would come to you and I'd say, Bernd, wait a sec, do we really want Skinny Girl jeans on Walmart? And how would you answer that question?
No, so the answer is that, and that's part of the power of this technology. Every brand does not want to be everywhere. It has to be in a channel that's appropriate and commensurate with the brand. So while I would say most brands in today's fluid marketplace would probably consider the right type of transaction, that would have to be something very strategic. So you're exactly right. Very few brands are distributed across all platforms. They have to be on a certain level. Luxury brands stay in the luxury space. If they wish to kind of do more business and dip outside of the luxury space, they very often come up with derivative brands that they can take downstreams. And similarly, brands that sit on a certain level, they don't go to mass. But that's the power of having this type of technology. So you will pick and choose where you want to place your brand and where you want to integrate.
I just got a call from one of the guys at the White Label Expo. He's like, that was awesome. So
that's great.
So that's such a great answer. So let's think about that. And I know in our launch card audience, there's a lot of brands that are just starting and they really can't justify the infrastructure and the cost to scale. But I will say this, if you know a brand, if you know that's doing $100,000 a month, $400,000 a month, $1 million a month, and they want to just 10x that or 100x that with celebrity endorsements, if they want to take that to the next level with a omni-channel marketing strategy, we are the team to go to talk to. And as it relates to some of the stuff that we're doing with LaunchCart, wait till you see what we have coming for LaunchCart and some of the integration technology we'll be implementing into LaunchCart with our partnership with Mobility E-commerce. But with that, let's wrap it up. Bernd, got any last little words of wisdom you want to share?
No, it would just be that, hey, this is always enjoyable. And I always believe in, building brands. So build brands and create, generational wealth.
All right. Well, thanks, everybody. We appreciate you listening in. We hope you enjoyed it. Go ahead and leave your comments down below. Please make a comment because it helps our algorithms and just what you like, whatever your questions are, we'll make sure our team follows up and gets back to you. And you know how to get us. And you got to do what I do. You got to wake up every day with an attitude of gratitude and tell somebody you love them. Thanks, everybody. We're out.
You got it.